Hey there, gang. Time for another comic book unboxing video. And as you can see here, this particular box is not all the way full, so this shouldn't be a long video. But hey, if you like comic books, stick around. We're going to have some fun. Hey there, Bubby. Welcome to Shanghala. My name is Duke, and this is an unboxing video. So please do like, share, subscribe, do all the groovy things, comment away, and if you subscribe and leave a comment, you will be automatically entered into the drawing that I will be holding once I reach 500 subscribers. I don't know how long that's going to take, but once I get there, I'm going to do a drawing. I've got 2 Bronze Age mystery boxes to give away, each one with between 10, possibly 11 Bronze Age 1970s mostly era comic books. So that'll be fun, but we're going to get right to it here today. This particular box, as you see, isn't full, and I thought we were going to be back to what has become kind of the bread and butter for this channel. Butter. Say it like I mean now. Butter. What's become, the most popular videos on the channel, what I've been doing the most of is the unboxings, and generally the type of unboxings are the ones where I have no idea what is in the box. The owner of the company that I work for, he kind of parses out the collections that come in that we buy from all over the world that arrive at our warehouse in Freeport, Maine, and he sends them into different sales streams, and the ones that are going to be sold on eBay is what we call raw singles. Those end up on my desk for grading. I'm the one who grades those before they are put up for sale. And so anyway, we've got kind of a variation on that today. Again, I thought this was going to be another box the owner had built. Well, it is a box the owner had built, but this note was on the box. It says returns and old eBay inventory. So what this tells me is this is stuff that maybe was on eBay and didn't get a bid, didn't sell, which makes me a little trepidatious. This could be some, I don't want to say junk, but stuff that there's a reason why it didn't get a bid. Or it's returns. It's things that people sent back for whatever reason. It wasn't what they thought it would be. They've changed their mind. Sometimes it's because they didn't like the grade. And I always tell you, if you buy a book from us on eBay, a raw single, and you don't like the grade, about a 95% chance I'm the guy you're pissed at. But so this box could be a lot of people who are mad at me. That's probably what this box is all about, people who hate Duke. So anyway, let's break into this box. Let's not waste any more time. I've yacked at you enough. You didn't come here to hear me pratter on. You came to see some old comic books. And in this particular case, to kind of wonder why they were returned, or why they didn't sell. So this is Superboy number 127. Some groovy go-go checks. We got a lot of go-go checks here. Oops, my invisible kid is in the way. So this is the first appearance of B-Boy. I think it's a fairly early, maybe only the second appearance of Lana Lang as Insect Queen. You can see here some little asshole. the kid who originally owned the book, I presume, this kind of white fluff stuff they have around their necks, took a pen and colored it in. So that was not good. Here is Superboy 138, an 80-page giant. Looks like it's reprinting the first appearance of Dev M. I have no idea what that's a reprint of. And this is Crypto versus, oh golly, I forget this dog's name. I'll have to look it up and pop it on the screen for you. But that is Lex Luthor's super dog. You may not know if you haven't read a lot of Silver Age comic books, but back pre-Crisis era, Lex Luthor and Superman knew each other as teens and were best friends. Can you believe it? Kind of like the Smallville TV show to an extent. But Silver Age being Silver Age, Superboy caused an accident that caused Lex Luthor's hair to fall out. So naturally, he turned evil and vowed eternal revenge on Superboy. So for this one issue, he had a dog of his own, and I believe that dog only ever appeared in just that one issue. So there you are. There's a story behind that. Superboy number 139, the town that hated Superboy, and I'm guessing it's Smallville because it says Smallville Bank, Smallville Hotel. Not very creative on naming things in Smallville, I guess. But I would say Smallville is indeed the town that decided it hated Superboy. This one's not very good grade. So maybe that's why that was returned. What the hell is this? Shadow. Shadow by Howard Chaykin, number 4. Well, I don't think I'm going to relist that on eBay. Not as a single anyway. If I can find the other 3 somewhere in our inventory, I'll do a lot. But that might even have to be a fixed price lot. I'm not sure that'll bring much at auction even. It's a nifty little series, and you know, this is kind of Howard Chaykin really kind of at the height of his powers. This is right around the time, I think, early 80s. Right around the time he was doing American Flag. Just before or just after? Just after, because this is 1986. And I think American Flag at First Comic started in 1982 or 3. So I'll set that aside. I don't think I'm going to do that one as a single. This one is graded, so must not have sold. Maybe it was returned. I don't know. 7.5. Amazing Spider-Man 174 with Punisher and Marvel's version of Hitman. Ghost Rider number 1 and 7.0. And all of these that are graded, who knows how long they've been sitting in the bins. So I will go through and regrade them. And I do occasionally, you know, those last couple of videos that we did, we had some that had previously been graded, most likely by me, up as long as a couple of years previously. And I did go through it. Some of them I changed the grade by like a whole grade, several by like half a grade, and some actually up as well as down. So, you know, grading is a subjective art, and not only will 2 people not always agree on what the grade should be, but you may find you don't actually agree with yourself. You know, grade a book, set it aside, come back to it a month later, and see if you still agree with that grade. Or better yet, write the grade on a piece of paper, tuck it away, grade it again, and then compare. See if you gave it the same grade twice. You will be surprised, I'm sure. So this looks like it was a little Fantastic Four lot. There's number 208, 40 center, so that's around 1979 or so, with the Sphinx. That's a cool cover. And here we go, 209, and Herbie the Robot. So that is Herbie from the cartoon. And the legend is that there was a Fantastic Four cartoon around this time, a Saturday morning cartoon, which, I mean, Saturday morning is a thing of the past, I know. But the rumor was that the studio or the network or somebody didn't want to use the Human Torch because they were afraid that kids would imitate that and light themselves on fire. So they replaced the Human Torch with this Herbie the Robot. Why not another superhero? Why the 4th member of the Fantastic Four became this little Wall-E style robot? Or actually not Wall-E style. I would say Wall-E is in the style of Herbie. But I've seen that debunked online, and they've said that actually no, the Human Torch was optioned to another movie studio. I mean, they had options on Marvel characters for years and years and decades before the MCU came about, and a lot of this stuff was just in development hell. But yeah, I've seen it debunked, the idea that, you know, they were afraid kids had set themselves on fire if they should happen to see the Human Torch, and the problem was actually that he was optioned out, that somebody else had the rights to him at that point, and so they couldn't use him for the cartoon. I'm not 100% sure which one is correct. Could be a little bit of both. And here we've got 40 center, and you can see the diamond box and the bar through the UPC. So this is an early direct sales copy. So at this point in 40 cent era, 1979, the direct sales copies would have been kind of the minority of the print run. But by 1985 or so, direct sales, had overtaken newsstand sales, were the majority. And by oh, I don't know, 1990 or so, the newsstand only accounted for about 10 or 15% of the print run. So that's why newsstand copies are starting to take off. You know, this mania for variant covers, and so people want the newsstand copies. So there you go. G.I. Joe, a real American hero. This one sells super well, especially if it's in anything approaching mid to high grade, because it's kind of hard to find in mid to high grade, especially as a newsstand version. Here's a packing slip, so it looks like this is something that was returned. These Spawn books were returned. Arrived damaged. Huh. Well, they don't look too damaged. But this is, I'm not going to bother opening this up. I'm sure you've seen Spawn books before. But there is Spawn 22, 3, 4, 5, and 6. They don't look terribly damaged to me, but don't know what to say. World's Finest Comics, number 77. Wow. Now I think, oh no, it's Superman 75. I was going to say it was World's Finest 75, where they met and learned each other's identities. But it wasn't too much before this that they started to team up. Initially in World's Finest Comics, Superman and Batman and the other features in the series each had their own features, their own stories. But at one point, as the size of the books began to shrink, I mean, the strategy, you know, these days, the publishers will raise the price of a comic book at the drop of a hat. But these days, they were very reluctant to go above 10 cents. So rather than raise the price, they would reduce the cost. And so the comic books got thinner and thinner and thinner. And so by the time World's Finest Comics, which was, you know, a little larger of a book, by the time it got down to the point where it had to be, you know, 32 pages, they decided that rather than eliminate one of the other features, they would combine Superman and Batman into one feature. They would team up. They would have a joint story in every issue, and that allowed them to keep some of those backup features. And I'm not sure who was in here at this time. Green Arrow, Vigilante, Zatara, maybe. So there you go. All right, let's look and see what else we got here. Some more Superboy. Boy, Superboy is not popular, is he? It's another 80-page giant. It's a fairly low-grade one. I might actually, some of these Superboys, I might, we got a page loose here? We got a page ripped here. Wow, look at that. So I might actually combine some of these Superboys into a lot, some of these lower grades. But this one reprints reprints the first appearance of Mon-El. I don't think I know the Super Weakling from Space or the second Super Son. I think I've read the Kid Krypton story. Don't know, but I'll be making a lot out of those, I think. And probably I will throw in some of these Superboy and the Legion of Superheroes books as well. This one is 202, Wrath of the Devilfish is the story there. I think that's the one where Wildfire comes back and ends up joining. Maybe not. Maybe not. Oh, well, there it is. There's a Dave Cockrum. Because initially Wildfire was the one-shot hero. He applied for Legion membership, and in using his superpower, he destroyed himself, or destroyed the suit that contained his energy. He's a energy being. Well, I don't see him in there at all. Oh, there he is, but... Oh, yes, it is. Yes, this is the one where he joins. So there, haha, what do you think of me now? I was right. Kind of clever that, you know, they're all behind him, so he's making his name out of his energy so that they can read it, and it's backwards to us, the reader. But yes, so that's what that is. I mean, I read this story 30 years ago, so forgive me, I don't remember it, the full details. But yes, he comes back. He applies for membership. He's allowed in, and immediately they tell him the story of this other thing as some sort of allegory demonstration of what it means to be a Legionnaire. And here we've got, look at this, some little write-ups on all of the members. Well, not all of them, it doesn't look like. There was only, the full roster would be a lot more than just those 4 pages. But, yeah, that's all Dave Cockrum art and designs. Here's another one. This one, same thing, but this one's in, I think, a little better shape. That one I might sell as a single. Action Comics, early 70s, the what we call Swanderson, the artwork of Kurt Swan penciling and Murphy Anderson on the inks. Love the Swanderson teaming. Although George Klein was probably the best inker on Kurt Swan, but Klein unfortunately passed away young. Murphy Anderson was no slouch either. Here's an issue of Ripley's Believe It or Not. These don't do all that well. This feels thin. It might be missing pages. Either way, I'll probably end up sticking that in a multi-book lot rather than trying to sell it as a single. This one also feels thin. I'll have to check it for pages, but that's Star Spangled War Stories, number 147, featuring Enemy Ace. Where Monsters Dwell, that is a 70s Marvel book reprinting their 50s monster stories. It wouldn't reprint their 50s Marvel stories because in the 50s they were Atlas. Hulk 166, Incredible Hulk 166, The Thing from the Dynamo. Although the Thing from the Dynamo looks a lot like that energy creature from Scooby-Doo. Do you know the one I'm thinking of? I'll see if I can find a picture and pop it up on the screen, but that's who that looks like. Somebody was swiping from someone. All right, next stack. What do we got here? What the hell? Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 11? That's a recent book. Why would that be trying to sell it as a single? Look at this. House of M number 4. I got a feeling some of the rest of it, unless I'll have to look them up, and maybe something's like an alternate cover or some special thing that I'm not aware of. I'll have to look it up, and if it's something special, I'll do it as a single, but otherwise I might be combining a lot of this into fixed price lots. Because off the top of my head, I can't think why Secret Invasion number 8 all by itself would bring $10. This will, though, by golly ollie, X-Men number 119, winner of the Eagle Award. I believe that was a British award, a comic book fandom award. Amazing Spider-Man number 53. This is a coverless book. Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen number 24. Sometimes a coverless book can still do okay. I'm not sure Jimmy, even as low a number as 24, is going to do that great, especially with the paper kind of browning up there. That might have to go in a multi-book lot. Amazing Spider-Man 58. Number 83. 87. With Pocahontas Gwen here. 91. 95. Spidey Fights in London. Wasn't that in the movie? That's where they swiped that from. 184. It's only in 5.0, at least according to this. Spidey versus Cap, although if I recall correctly, that's not Cap. Mysterio. Loved Mysterio. Not just in the movie, but in the comics. Always thought he was great. Thor, number 127. X-Men, number 75. That's a reprint of an earlier story. And here we go. Here is another stack. Stack attack. Avalon Studios. What is this? Aria number 1. Ugh. I don't know if that's worth anything. I'll have to check it out. Looks like there's something else here. Oh, well, it's Aria #1 in the limited gold cover. Or this is the limited sketch cover. I don't know which is which. Which is more desirable, if in fact either one of them. Silver Surfer #34. That for a while was doing pretty okay because of the Thanos appearance. Fantastic Four #70, 78, 70 again. Marvel Superheroes 19 with Kazar. And the Polka Dot Man. It's not who that is, but... Oh, wow. This is cool. Now, it's funny. It's in a bag that says fine on it. Now, normally when we ship these things, we're not above reusing a bag if it's a good, clean bag. But we will take any stickers that it might have off of it. And I don't know why the sticker was left on here where it says fine when it looks like the book was graded at a 1.5, which is pretty low, but it is Justice League of America #9 with the origin of the Justice League, or at least what was at that time given as the origin. I think they've changed it a few times over the years. And all this brown here, it looks like there was tape on the spine at one time. This is number 105, and I believe this is the issue where the elongated man joins the Justice League. And at one time, Justice League, the Avengers, it wasn't just anybody in a costume got in. It was kind of exclusive. So the fact that they had a new member was a pretty big deal. And the fact that it was elongated man, that elevated his status considerable. Shadowhawk #1, and it looks like it is signed by Jim Valentino. So there's that. Here's another one. #3, signed by him. Batman #182. That's an 80-page giant. #323 with the Zodiac Master. It's kind of a busy costume. And it looks like he's kind of a variation of the Tattoo Man. He's got those symbols, and he throws one off, and boom! He touched the Gemini twins and brought them to life. Detective Comics #381. In a lot of covers of this era, Batman was kind of a dick to Robin. He was either crying because, crying like a little bitch because Robin died, or he was murdering him himself. It was kind of a, all one or the other with Batman at that time. That's X-Men 201. First appearance of Cable, albeit as a baby. This is a cool book. I think it's a cool book anyway. I've told you before about Pacific Comics, and they were a distributor that for a short time was a publisher. And Ms. Mystic was a creation of Neil Adams. So this has some good Neil Adams art in it. And she was like basically an Earth Mother Gaia kind of being thing. And she would go on. Neil Adams would retain the rights and would become part of his Continuity Comics line. But initially she was published by Pacific Comics, and there is issue #1. That's cool. See, now that's the kind of thing I would put in one of our mystery boxes because it's just kind of cool and neat. And it's got intrinsic value, historical value, artistic value, but maybe it's not worth 20 or 30 or 40 bucks, If we put that on eBay, it might not draw the minimum 10 that we're usually looking for, although the price guides would tell you it's worth at least that. And so it's a good item it's a good mystery box item. I don't know if there's anybody that ever got a Ms. Mystic from us in a mystery box and was like, oh, fuck yes, yeah. Although I have had people, because I love watching the videos of people, opening up our mystery boxes. And I have seen people, when a box contains an Archie comic, actually get pissed off and throw it across the room. And so recently I saw this young couple that I guess collects books, and they've been buying mystery boxes, including ours. And she really loves the Archies and the Richie Riches and the things like that. So it's just so gratifying to see her get so excited to see one of those books, especially when I have seen other videos where somebody pulls out an Archie and throws it across the room. I actually saw one guy stab a Richie Rich with a switchblade. So, but yeah, if you get a mystery box from us, by all means, post a video, an unboxing video. I love watching those. I love watching all kinds of unboxings, not just of ours, but of all of them, which is, I guess, why I do these kind of unboxings. So, Western Kid #1, that is that's a early 70s Marvel comic, and I think this reprints 50s Atlas era stories. Here's Amazing Spider-Man #45, #52. Have we seen that one already in this box? We might have. 120 with a Hulk, so that's popular. That should do well. Civil War Battle Damage Report. Again, I don't know. I think this is probably something that didn't get a bid. It's something I'll have to build a fixed price lot out of. Newer books tend to be better for fixed price. Here's a Jimmy. Here's a good Jimmy. Jimmy is the porcupine, the human porcupine. You never knew from one issue to the next what the hell Jimmy was going to turn into. Here's Action Comics #304. And that's a good book with Borko of Gorn and Boskar of Crag. I don't know if either one of those ever appeared anywhere. Maybe Grant Morrison might have used them in the All-Star Superman line, maybe. The Death of Luthor. Don't worry, he got better. Oh, noble Luthor. That's 318. Flash #151 with the Shade. That's a fun book. Like that. Now, this one is nice. This is Tales of Suspense 58. So, Tales of Suspense featured just Iron Man. And they had brought Captain America back in Avengers, and he proved popular enough that they wanted to give him his own series. But, of course, at that time, Marvel was limited by its distributor, Independent News, which not coincidentally was owned by DC Comics. They were limited to just eight titles per month. So they didn't have enough, enough publishing real estate to bring Cap back in his own title. So they put him in Tales of Suspense. They made it a twofer, not a team-up book, but a dual book. They each had a story in it. But prior to doing that, they had, Cap appeared and they fought. And then with the following issue, #59, they each had their own series of, 12-page stories or something like that, 10 or 12 pages. So there you go. That's sort of the preparatory battle before the book became a dual feature series. Giant Size Fantastic Four #3. Silver Surfer #12. Walking Dead #98. That one I probably still will list as a single. That one will probably do okay. Probably will do okay. And I think this is the last stack in this box. We've got another Ghost Rider #1. This one's in lower condition than the last one we saw. So Green Lantern #81. That is part of the famous Green Lantern Green Arrow era by Denny O'Neil and Neil Adams. Very popular with the fans, but didn't sell well, and the title got canceled. And I think that's for a couple of reasons. One, the fanboys at this time, the fan back issue market was just really taking off at a time when the newsstand distributors, and newsstands were all there was, they were getting to be particularly unscrupulous. And they were working entirely on the honor system where, the publishers would send out the books to be distributed, and then the distributors would be like, well, X number didn't sell. Take our word for it. We're not going to send the books back to you. We're not even going to send you the top third of the cover. You just take our word for it. And so what would happen is fans, proto dealers, would find out where the distributor warehouses were. They would go, they would cut side deals, they would get a huge discount off of what they would have to pay for the books if they were actually distributed to the newsstand, and they'd walk away with big old stacks of Green Lantern, Green Arrow. And then the distributor would just report those back to DC as unsold. So it looked to DC like it had really low sales. And that's why, one reason why, the book was supposedly unpopular enough, sales were low enough that it got canceled, yet you don't really have much of a problem finding these issues in the back issue market today. They are plentiful. And then the other thing, too, is Neil Adams, I think, turned off a lot of what we call the casual consumer, the normies. He had these intricate layouts which were kind of all over, panels kind of all over the place. And so the copies that did get to the newsstand tended not to sell that well because you just a regular old kid would open up the book and not know how to read it, literally. And that's true today. You take a comic book, give it to somebody who's not practiced at reading comic books, and it might take them a moment or two to figure out how to even read the damn thing. And so that was true here. And so it has always been my theory that, one, not only were some of the books being reported as unsold because they were going out the back door, but those that did get to the newsstand didn't sell well because they just didn't appeal to regular old kids because they were too intricate, too complicated, too hard for them to read. Too busy, as it were. All right, moving on. Superman 197, that's an 80-page giant, and that's in pretty nice shape. So that should do well. World's Finest number 136. Captain America number 127. Little Nick Fury crossover. Here is Flash number 147 with Professor Zoom, and this is a kind of a take on the Flash of Two Worlds cover from number 123. Sort of a self-homage. Captain America number 104. Tales of Suspense number 65. Here's Avengers number 22 with Cap's Kooky Quartet. And this was the villainous Power Man who had that name before Luke Cage came along. Here's Avengers 39 during Hercules' tenure on the team. Anniversary issue of Detective Comics number 387. And I think, does it reprint all or most of those stories in here? Don't remember. Holy crap, this is different. And I remember grading these when they first came through. And it looks like, I don't know if they got returned or didn't sell. This is Pop Weekly number 9, Pop Weekly number 10. So these are not comic books. But what is neat about these is that these are, and I think they might even be British. Yes, 1 shilling. So these are British. So it's like a music fan publication. But the neat thing about these is there are pictures in here of the Beatles very early in their career when they are first going up the charts. And, a story about this new group called the Beatles. Let's see if we can find one of the mentions of the Beatles. Here we got the Beatles are at number 3 with She Loves You. So that wasn't that one of their very first songs that was out? Britain's top 30. I don't know why Buddy Holly is on the top 30 with Wishing, because he was dead at the time. Some photos. I don't know who he is, but he was a teen idol of the time. As was she. Is there not a... he's still the king, Elvis. Mike's a real gas. I don't know who Mike is, but he was somebody. Pat Harris and the Blackjacks. Don't know who they are. So I guess, does this one not have a Beatles? I remember one of them did. The Searchers. Wasn't there a chick in The Searchers? Or am I thinking of something else? Let's look at the other one, because I know one of these had like an early, you know, ooh, you will dig these new guys. There's something else. She Loves You is still at number 3 here. Boom, 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 boom. Photo News. There's a big old centerfold of Elvis. There's Glenda Collins. There they are. Beatle Phenomenon. Alongside the terrific twosome, the Everly Brothers. Huh. Well, it's happened. For the first time in the history of pop music, a group, not a teenage idol, but a group, have culled so much success inside 1 year that they have topped the Palladium, covered the whole country with smash tours, sent the audience ratings on TV soaring, and had promoters begging for dates for the next 3 years. So I guess they weren't brand new at this point, but that's still pretty early. That's pretty early in the Beatlemania. That's probably, well, it's February 1963. When did they first come to America? I think this might even be before they came to the U.S. I don't know. When was that Ed Sullivan show? Well, what do you think of that, huh? Isn't that something? So, Dark Horse Presents 35. Whoops. Invisible Kid was so excited about that book, he just keeled right over. Come on, buddy. You can do it. All right, well, to hell with both of you then. Dark Horse Presents 35. I think 36 was the first Aliens Predator team up. This one's just got, I think, isn't that Predator? I don't know. There's Infinity Gauntlet, number 1. And the last book in the box. This box actually took longer than I thought it was going to, but that's me being chatty again. Tomb of Dracula, number 14. Cool beans. All right. Well, we're not going to say goodbye with Invisible Kid or Feral Lad because they pissed me off. So let's grab Starboy. And he'll help us say goodbye as we ask you to please come back for the next video. And until then, until our paths cross once more, goodbye, good luck, and please be good to each other.